Okay, girl, we got a lot of catching up to do. You like my hair? Just did it. It's my natural curls. What happened? I mean, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy what's been going on. So hopefully tonight I am hoping to pull an all-nighter. So maybe you and I can hang out at night and we can just go over the debacle that was this crazy situation with Tati and James Charles. And this is from a mature point of view, someone who's been there, done that, might be able to shed some great insight, I hope, to help figure out what is the lesson here. What do we need to? How do we need to learn from this? Because it's crazy. I got a whole bunch of makeup set up. I'm so excited. All right, so we're gonna start with foundation. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with the Lumi. Let's talk. Let's kiki. So let me tell you a little bit about how I feel about Tati first, and just tell you some thoughts that I've had about her. I used to watch her religiously every day up until I think it was last year when she released her supplement. And you know what? I'm glad that she's doing well. I really am. I'm really glad, you know. One of the things I talk about a lot in my videos is that this is an unprecedented time for women to be able to succeed as well as they do in business. And you're just not, the women back in the day, you just didn't have these kind of opportunities that women have today through social media. So for that reason, I am very happy for her. I felt like she was someone who, you know, she just wasn't about the drama. She was like, hey, you know what? I want to give you guys 30 minutes to just not worry about anything and let's just hang out and play with makeup. And I really appreciated that. It's like, you know what? I don't want to get into the drama. I don't want to get into all this crap. Let's just have fun. So I'm all for that. But a couple of things that started to bug me was when she did the video with Jeffree Star. So when she did that video, I was disappointed because I don't support him. I don't purchase any of his products. And I hope to do a dedicated video about him in hopes of maybe shedding some light on why he is the way he is. So anyways, that bothered me. And then the whole debacle with the Halo launch. And, you know, she takes responsibility. It was not a good launch. She did not do a good job of sort of hyping it up. And so that whole thing, what bothered me was how she dealt with it. Like, she blocked a lot of legitimate criticism, legitimate questions. She just blocked them. Like, I'm not going to pay attention to that. And these are your possible customers, you know, and you're doing that to them. But the thing that really bothered me was, you guys probably remember, I think, Axe Revolution. This teeny tiny little channel. I mean, it had 1,000 subbies, something like that. They decided to do a video about it, about the pills, and just saying, hey, you know, you can get this anywhere. You can go to, you know, you can get these ingredients here. You know, don't waste your money. And so she didn't like that. She didn't like some person that only has 1,000 subbies, because a lot of people drove a lot of traffic to them. And then what really bothered me, because they're trying to mischaracterize what really happened, apparently he called the warehouse, I guess, where she sources her material. This is not a private warehouse, by the way. It's just, you know, hey, I'm interested in making some supplements. Let me call this supplier and find out how much such and such costs. He posts her address, which is a business address. So why is that a problem? You know, so I just had a lot of issues with that. And then she did something probably very scary to them law-wise, because she is millions of dollars. They got 1,000 subscribers, and they made them shut up. They made them shut up. And that really bothered me. I don't like bullies. I don't like people who do that. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's why I decided to stop supporting her, watching her. And so I, every once in a while I'll check in because she's one of the more mature beauty gurus. And oh, should I do the triangle thing that everybody does? Put a whole bunch. So I do at least occasionally will check in to see what she has to say about some of the things that I might be interested in. So yeah, so I did that. I'll do that. So yeah, so that's where it's pretty much stood for me. I have quite a few videos about her too, like how disappointed I was. So yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm coming from. Just so you know, like I'm not like a super fan of Tati. And honestly, with James, as I gotta say, I'm not saying he isn't talented. Some people say he isn't. I disagree. You don't get Tati is not going to pick just anyone to do her makeup. That she wanted him to specifically do it says volumes. You know how picky she is. And it was beautiful. The makeup he did was stunning. It was beautiful. So he's got talent. I just, it's a personal thing. I made this video about, how sometimes it's just like something that a person does that has nothing to do with them. It's nothing against them, but it just kind of drives you up the wall. So he talks really, really fast and he blinks a lot, and I just can't handle that. I'm sorry, it's just one of those weird things. And even right now, I'm guessing that some of you are going to probably pause and go and read something else, because that's what I do. I have such a short attention span. So at this point, that's what social media has done to all of us. So, I'll pause and I'll come back to whatever it was I was looking at if I find something that's a little bit more interesting. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I wanted to put concealer on my nose, but we're just playing, so who cares? But I do like that tip that James Charles has, because I have a very oily nose, and I think he does as well, and I really like that. I'm going to take care of more of that redness. Let's get rid of some more. I don't mind to have a little bit of redness sticking out. I know Casey Holmes does not like that, but I kind of like it. It's like rosacea. It's like a naturally pink, which, we're always trying to emulate that with makeup. So, but anyway, so yeah, he just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but that was just more of my idiot ways. And and then the whole Dramageddon situation with Gabriel Zamora, who, if you really think about it, he ruined those people's careers. I never thought about it that way, because I was thinking, you know what, he was right. Like, he was right, all the things he was talking about, Manny MUA, and I don't, I believe everybody has a chance to change, but let's just put it this way. I have a little bit more hope for James Charles, just because he is 19 years old, than I do for Manny MUA. So yeah, so when that whole thing came out, I was more or less on Gabriel's side. I mean, he eloquently talked in his video about, and apologizing and taking responsibility, publicly apologizing to Jeffree Star. And I thought that was good. That was a mature thing. That was the right thing to do. And so, yeah, that whole thing was just, oh my gosh, how crazy was that? But you know what? It started to, and it's kind of like my next topic that I want to talk about. It started to show the cracks of people in social media. Here's the thing that I want everyone to focus on and consider and remember the next time when you see someone like Trisha Paytas doing the crap that she's doing with Nikocado Avocado. We're all crazy. All these people, I would say 95% of the people that's on YouTube are crazy. How many YouTubers do we hear from who talk about their anxiety, right? So think about it. Just think about it. These people who probably were not able to hold down a job because I'm not taking away from what their issues were, emotional issues, but they couldn't hold down a job. But they would be in their room and they realize, oh, hey, maybe I can make some videos. It'll be fun. I have control over it. I don't have to deal with people. You know, it's just me, the camera, in my room or wherever, in their kitchen or whatever, sitting on the floor. Um, and so, hey, they started to have this following, and they started to have some success. They started being able to connect with people, and in a way that was safer for them, you know, if you think about it. But here's the ironic thing, is they still have to deal with people. You know, I mean, even though they were home and they didn't have to be around people physically, they're still having to deal with that energy of people, you know. So just keep that in mind. Most of us who are on YouTube, you know, a lot of us, like I know for myself, I have a chronic illness. You know, a lot of people have issues with their health. And sometimes, and this is kind of like our only outlet, you know, and our only way of really being able to connect with people. And that's definitely been the case for me. I'm very grateful for YouTube, but it is an absolute cesspool, you know, with the whole Logan Paul, Jake Paul. And, you know, for me, I don't plan on being on YouTube forever. I'm waiting for another platform to come along that will be centrally, that will be decentralized, so that you and I will have more power over people who use copyright striking against others, who, you know, where the bigger creator has more power than the smaller creator, you know, and just how they let creeps and perverts and criminals continue to have a platform here because they bring in a lot of money. You know, it's just despicable. So for me, I'm doing this, maybe build up some good following. Hopefully a new platform will come along where I'll be able to take my business elsewhere. But in the meantime, here I am. But yeah, so you know, we're all crazy. So they're going to do crazy things. You're going to have sociopaths and psychopaths. You're going to have narcissists. You're going to have all these people. You're going to have incredibly anxious people. You're going to have, like I said, these are not people who have regular jobs in everyday society. You know, where they're able to hold down the job. They're able to have responsibilities. They're able to take care of their family. They can take their kids to school. They have kids. You know, they have a job. These are not the kind of people that are on YouTube. And so you have to keep that in mind. And I'm not excusing. I'm just saying, just keep that in mind as a perspective, that's why all these crazy things happen, because we're all crazy.